Okay, as promised, I said I would do a little video tutorial explaining the is null or empty method. So I guess the first thing to know is that this is null or empty is a method that somebody else has written. They've written it to check whether or not a string contains any characters or is empty, or null as it's also known. So if you notice from the example I give 3 strings. The first string actually contains the characters GCSE DT, and the second and third strings are empty strings. And an empty string can be, just declared just with open and closing speech marks, or it can be set equal to null. So what I've done then in the example is I've set a boolean, and the boolean essentially this will return. So if I pass S1, if I send S1 to this method, this string.IsNullOrEmpty will evaluate whether it is empty or not. And if it's not empty, it will set it to false. If it is empty, then it will set it to true. So if I just run that very quickly, so it returns false. In other words, it's not empty, it contains GCSE DT, and true if it contains, if it's empty. Okay. Essentially, then, I'm just doing a quick sort of practical application of this method. And what I've done is I've used a while loop. And again, I've used a boolean to control my exit strategy. And I've set the boolean empty equal to true, and that gets me into the loop. And I've created this other string variable called first name. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if the user has entered anything into first name. If they haven't, I'm going to ask them to enter it again. So if you just check the code here, if I hit enter, it says please enter your name. And then if I want to enter my name, it then ends the program. So essentially, it asks the user their name, reads it in, then I pass this first name variable to this little method here. So somebody has written a method in the string class then to check essentially if that string is true or false. If the string is is empty, it will return true, and if the string is not empty, it will return false, and it changes this boolean. So essentially what I want to do is if the string is empty, then I want that to change or I want that to stay true, so the loop then continues to run until such times as the string is no longer empty, i.e. contains characters, in which case it will execute the else part of the if else and change the boolean empty to false. When it goes back up to the top of the loop, it checks the status of the empty variable and it sees that it's false, and then it will exit the loop. And that is that.